On my way here, I felt nervous. One of the things that makes me not want to speak out is judgment. And that comes from me being young and dumb. I have a daughter that's the age that I was when I met Michael. And I think about her and other young girls that just want to be loved and don't notice the signs. You think it's love and it's not. And sometimes it's hard to recognize that. The hardest part about reliving my story is just thinking about her, thinking about Stephanie. I feel like you'll never know a person, no matter how long you're with them. And to know that I was just laying and sleeping next to just an evil man. And I look back and it just blows my mind. Who was the man that I was sleeping next to at night? Like, I did not know him at all. I wouldn't even thought that he would be capable of any of these things. I feel like Michael was just pure evil. He hid it for a long time. When I look at him, I just I feel angry. I feel like he's evil. I feel like he's a coward. I don't want to look at him. I have a lot of, I don't like the word hate, but there's a lot of hatred for him. And it just makes me upset looking at this person that's just so evil and that manipulated me so bad and took advantage of me, who I was, my heart. I do not like this man. I have four sisters. I'm the oldest out of five. I feel like my mother didn't love me. My father was never there. It was a lot of chaos growing up in my mother's home. So, I mean, that played a big part in my life. And still today, it does. At the time I met Michael, I was 17 and he was 6 years older than me. The day that I met Michael, I was walking to the bus stop because I was on my way to work. And me and him got to talking and chatting. He was charming, nice, funny, and we just connected. He told me a lot about his childhood. I told him a lot about my childhood. I just felt like, we just kind of, in a way, trauma bonded, where we were just connected with just our past. That love that I was yearning for, I got it from him. I was happy with Michael. We did plan on having a family and just being together, get married, have kids, just be with that one person. And it was kind of just like us against the world. Looking back on it now, he knew how to manipulate me and he knew how to just play on my mental and my heart. And that's what he took advantage of. But back then, I just felt like, oh my God, this man loves me to death. And then that's what made me so blind to everything. When I found out I was pregnant, we were both excited. I felt in that moment, man, I'm about to have somebody that's gonna love me unconditionally no matter what. So it was a good, happy time for us. The day my daughter was born was a little hectic because my mom was there, and Michael always had an issue with my mother because of the things that I was tell him about my childhood. So it was happy that everybody was there, but he also had an attitude.
I want you to leave right now.
And an argument started between them. Michael was screaming at her.
Leave!
Just for it to get that far was just shocking to me. So I was really upset about that. Michael probably didn't want me to have those outside relationships, to have that outside influence. And I felt in a moment that was his way of trying to protect me from the things that I've told him that went on in my childhood. But looking back, I noticed every time we were around my family members, it just triggered him, where any little thing would just make him explode. This is a picture of me and my daughter. When I look at this picture, I just see the innocent me, the I want to be happy me, a naive version of me. I look so happy in this picture. Having my daughter was kind of the best thing that ever happened to me. I was just happy to have somebody that I can just love unconditionally. And I just always knew from the start that I was going to be just the best mother to her. I should have realized that it's not going to be that happy family that I wanted. I mean, when I look at that picture, I just feel like this is just a little girl that just didn't know no better. So when we moved in, we did a lot of decorating together, shopping for furniture. We were happy. We spent a lot of time with each other. And I was happy doing that. I guess the problem came in at when I wanted to do something different. I remember one day I wanted to go to my aunt's house. Michael didn't want me to go. It was this big back and forth argument between me and him. He got so upset, we were both yelling, and all of a sudden he just got to punching the walls. And as he's punching the walls, all I could see is blood running down from his hands. And it scared me because I've never seen no one do something like that. He was just in a rage. That was the first incident of me seeing him get enraged like that. But I didn't have the fear of he was about to turn around and hit me. I felt like he loved me too much to actually hurt me. Come here. I was concerned about him. Was he okay? In that moment, I thought that I would just stay with him to make things better. If that was triggering him, let's just eliminate that problem. I was trying to calm him down and kind of de-escalate the situation, and then he eventually calmed down. Looking back, Michael was definitely manipulating me and controlling me. He took advantage of my kind heart, for sure, because after the argument, it's like now I know that that pissed him off. So, okay, we're not gonna do that again. I never kind of fought to have it my way. I felt like he was doing it to scare me. But looking back on it now, it's like, if you love me, why do you want to be scared of you? At one point, Michael told me that he needed to go away on weekends to work with his family. He said that he worked with his cousin. I didn't question what he was doing. I just know he was bringing in a lot of money and he was taking care of us. One day, he called me upset and he was saying that some lady stole something from him. And I asked him what was going on. What did she steal? And he got quiet for a second, and then he told me it was drugs.
What?
And I'm like, that's what you doing? That's what you go on the weekends for? You know, I tell him like, that's a dangerous life. And then the woman walked in to wherever he was at. And all I can hear is her screaming. You can hear like he's hitting her, like you can hear her scuffling and everything. And she was screaming, she was saying help, she was crying. And I'm just on the other end, just in shock. I'm like, what is going on? Hearing her scream for help and her crying. It's just, I don't know. It was just shocking to me. I do wonder, those weekend trips, was he robbing and raping? Was he killing people that we don't even know if he got caught? Like, all that went through my head because I really didn't know this man at all when I thought that I did. I thought I knew him so well. I was hysterical. I was upset. I had a black eye. When he looked at me, he seen my face. He was instantly upset. He was mad. He told me to stay in the car. He got out the car, and then all you heard was gunshots. Everything happened so quick, so fast. I was so scared. I've never been around a gun before, especially shots. And I didn't even see the gun, so he must have had the gun on him, because I've never seen a gun in our home, on him, around him. I'm not even sure where that came from. He shot up their house. He got back in the car. I didn't know what to say. He was really calm and quiet. I really didn't even ask no questions. I was still in my mind about everything that happened. I'm shocked, I'm nervous, I'm scared because I'm like, what if somebody got hurt? Police came from everywhere, all over the place. They were screaming for him to get down, and I was terrified. I went into a straight panic attack. I couldn't even breathe. And it was just the scariest thing to have like all these police out, all these guns out. They took Michael away. They put him in handcuffs, put him in the car. And the whole time I'm worrying about him. And that was my problem the whole time. Worrying about him and not myself. But I still stood by him. I was just determined to just making it work. At the time, I didn't recognize that he was putting me and our child in danger. One day we went to go visit my mom. Like I said before, Michael just always had an issue with my mother. When we were over there visiting, he just seemed like he hated her. And that what led to them having an argument. And they were going back and forth. At that time, I'm like, it's time for us to go. As we were walking out the door, Michael said, that he couldn't wait to see her in her casket. And at that time, I'm like, what? He told her that he didn't like her and he can't wait to see her in her black dress in her casket. And I was really shocked because it was, to me, I'm like, where did that come from? Like, because the argument wasn't that deep where you would wish death on someone, because ultimately that's what he was doing. He was wishing death upon her. My mom never liked him from day one. Always said it was just something about him that she didn't like. So it's almost like everyone's seen what I didn't see. One day, Michael and I was having an argument, and as usual, any little thing is starting to ram him up. And it's a back and forth thing between him and I. And out of nowhere, he brings up that he got abused by a family member. And it just caught me off guard because we wasn't talking about that at all. And I knew exactly what he was doing when he brung that up out of nowhere. He was trying to get me to feel sorry for him, trying to make the argument be done with by me sympathizing with him. And I think in that moment, I was getting to the point where I'm just getting tired of it. So I kind of gave him a, I don't care. And then he looked at me and he was like, you don't care? You want to know how I feel to get raped? He grabbed me and then he pushed me down and he started to grab at my pants to pull them down. And I was kicking and I'm like, are you serious? Because in my head, I'm like, what is going on? I was scared. Like, that was the first time I felt like scared of him. And I was crying. I didn't know what was gonna happen. And then all of a sudden, he just let me go. And when he let me go, I went into the room and I got to crying. So that was the first time that I felt scared to go to sleep. It was just that fear of not knowing who was the man that I was sleeping next to at night. I feel like you never know a person, no matter how long you're with them. You never know a person. And to know that I was just laying and sleeping next to just an evil man. And I look back and it just blows my mind. He's capable of doing any and everything, so.
It's hard, right?
Yeah, I gotta take a break though. Okay. Because I don't want to cry about this, but just thinking about it, I just think about just the young me. And just seeing her and wishing she knew better. So, yeah. It's heartbreaking. You know, we gotta take a break. It's hard for me. Like I said before, I haven't allowed myself to really feel any feelings about this situation. So I have a lot of built up emotions. I haven't really grieved the situation. So when I talking about it now, this is something I don't talk about. And me just processing everything, it's put me back in those moments. And it's hard for me because I have disattached from it for so long. Due to the Michael situation and my upbringing has caused me to be really guarded and hold my emotions in a lot. So it's uncomfortable because now I'm being very vulnerable in this moment. And that's different for me. I was starting to feel like it just wasn't gonna work, no matter how much I've been trying to make it work. Just one thing after the other. I felt like I wasn't happy anymore. I know I wanted better for myself, for my daughter. That night that he could have raped me, I felt scared of him. And I've never felt scared of him. And the fighting was just getting worse and worse. And it's just like, I never wanted to live my life that way.
Michael?
So one day I just finally got fed up and didn't want this life with him anymore. And I told him that I was gonna leave. And he just went crazy. He just got to breaking up things in the house, throwing things around. He tore up the whole apartment. It was chaos. When he was doing that, I was in that corner just looking at him. I really didn't have anything to say. I felt like if I said anything, it was gonna escalate it more. It was just stuff everywhere, glass everywhere. And I just sat there because I just couldn't say anything. I ended up calling the police. They came, they escorted him out. I think he thought he'll be back. He's completely different from the man that I met. The man that I met was nice, kind-hearted, gentle, loving. Him today, I feel like he's a coward. He's a monster. He was just being really nice and sweet, kind of like how he used to be. He began to tell me like we should get back together, give him another chance. And I told him like I'm done. And he kept on asking. So I kind of said it in a real stern tone, like I'm done.
I don't want to be with you anymore.
And he looked up at me. I mean, the coldest look I've ever seen. And he said, I'm gonna make sure we're done. And then, hold on. Okay. So he said, I'm gonna make sure we're done. And he grabbed me and he began to choke me. And I could just remember my feet kicking. I'm not really thinking about anything. I just remember my feet kicking and kicking and kicking. And then he threw me on the floor. He grabbed me by my neck and he was like trying to like twist it hard, like to break my neck. And when I looked up at him, it was like nobody was there. It felt like time was moving so slow. Like I felt like, sorry, I can't even put into words those feelings. I felt like that this was it for me and I was gonna just be in this house dead and nobody would know. And all I can hear is my daughter screaming and crying in the background. I just hear her crying and screaming and screaming. I believe her crying snapped him out of whatever evil that was happening in that moment. And all of a sudden, he let me go. If my daughter wasn't there, I do feel like he would have killed me. To this day, I felt like she saved my life. I received a phone call from a private number, and I picked up the phone. I recognized the voice, and it was Michael. And he just was like, "I'm gonna kill you, bitch." When he said those words, "I'll kill you, bitch," I believed him. He just tried to. There was no doubt or question that if he had another opportunity, he would have. And I hung up. After that, I called the police again to report that he called me and threatened me. But later on, the phone rang and it popped up on the call ID Columbus Dispatch. I thought that they were calling to tell me that they captured Michael, to just inform me.
Yes?
When I picked up the phone, the guy on the other end asked me what was my thoughts about Michael being wanted for first-degree murder. He was so nonchalant that he probably thought I knew about it already. It's like my heart dropped in my stomach. I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, he strangled and killed a 19-year-old girl. It's a nationwide manhunt for him.
I have to go.
All I could think about is that he's crazy and he's about to kill me next. And then that was when the real fear really set in, because I knew that he really wanted to kill me. So yes, I felt like he was coming for me. That night, I prayed the hardest I ever prayed in my whole life. This is a picture of Stephanie. When this picture was flashing on the news, I felt like she resembled me a little bit. I kind of seen that innocent me in her. It's sad. It's so sad. And it just seemed unreal. Like, I couldn't believe that this was my life and I was involved in something like this. And I hated that she had to meet this monster that took her away from her family. It's horrible. I definitely felt alone and by myself throughout that whole situation, because it was kind of like this man is just, he can do what he want to do. There's no stopping him. When my uncle was, walking around with knives to try to, feel safe in their own home, I just hated to see that. I kind of felt like a burden a little bit, like I'm bringing all of this into their lives, disturbing their lives in a way. But I also was scared about what he's capable of doing and would he come back. I remember me crying and feeling like I'm so young, like this is my life, like this is my life. I'm supposed to hide the rest of my life. It just got to the point where it's just like, this is the time for me to choose me. And for me to choose me and feel safe and be able to live my life, he needs to be off these streets. And that's when I called the U.S. Marshal and I told him that I can help them find him. So throughout our relationship, he was a mama's boy and he would communicate and tell her everything. And I knew she knew where he was. I told her to tell Michael that I missed him and wanted to talk to him, and he called 5 minutes later. When he called, I asked him, I said, Michael, is this true? He didn't really say anything. I said, Michael, why would you do this? And then he said that I couldn't kill nobody that I love, so an innocent person died because of you. Something that today, it still bothers me. The only thing that really bothers me. And I get really emotional at this part because when I hear myself saying this, I automatically think about her, right? Because I feel like he didn't know her. My logic mind knows it's not my fault. I know that. But also the other part of me felt like he didn't know her. And I can't really even ever just say that part without having some emotion to it. I really detach from a lot of it, but that part always get me because I just think about her and just how innocent she was. She didn't even know that she was just probably in that danger that like he's taking it out on her. And I know now that he said that to really ruin my life, honestly. I feel like he knew his life was over and he wanted to ruin my life with it. And for a long time, it used to just really eat me up so bad, where I felt like that she died because of me.
This is Stephanie Duchesne. She was found strangled in a vacant apartment on Morrill Avenue. Police have charged 26-year-old Michael Horton with Stephanie's murder. And there's a warrant out for him in Minnesota, where he's charged with choking an ex-girlfriend.
For the longest, I felt that guilt, that it wasn't about her at all. It was because of me. Everything is about me. He basically strangled and choked me, and then a week later, he strangled and killed her. I felt like she resembled me a lot, and I felt a lot of guilt because I did feel like it was my fault that happened to her, but it could have been anybody. So after that phone call, I think it was like 5 a.m. the next day, that the U.S. Marshal called me and told me that they captured him in Pennsylvania, hiding in the closet. Once Michael was captured, it was such a relief. I can get back to my life again. I thought it would be over once he went to jail. But when he went to jail, they submitted his DNA, and that's when I found out that he had raped a woman, and then he had charges for robbery. And I was sitting there thinking, like, I did not know him at all. What we had before and that person I seen, that wasn't him. Michael is a monster to me. I don't see him being nothing else. That's exactly who he is to me.
These are papers from the court transcript from his sentencing.
Okay. I never read it. I want to read it.
Okay.
This is what he stood up in court and said. Stephanie didn't do anything to me. I was stressed out by my baby's mother. And he said several times that day that when he was with Stephanie, he called her my name. It's like he wanted her to be me so bad. He wanted to kill me so bad. He's trying to justify And I can't with this. It's ridiculous to me. And he said, like, I wouldn't kill nobody I love, so that innocent person died because of you. It's just like reading stuff about him makes me feel like he really wanted it to be me. Reading through his statements just really point out the manipulator that he is and the liar that he is. And he would say anything to get out of any situation. There's no remorse at all from him. At all. So this is a photo of me and my daughter after Michael had murdered Stephanie. And when I look at this picture, it's, the still happy, smiley person, I'm gonna stop because I don't know, I'm such a crybaby. Okay. The fact that I'm not an emotional person and to get all these emotions going is a lot for me because I've been through a lot in my life and have not let things tear me down. So I don't deal with no emotions, really. I just hide them all. And when I looked at this, it was kind of just like the mask you always put on. It's emotional now, and I get so embarrassed about the emotions a little bit because I feel so weak when I do it. You know what I mean? And I'm a strong person. But what triggered me is just like me thinking like, girl, you are not happy. Ain't nothing happy going on in your life right now. I'm smiling in this picture, but it was just the mask. I wasn't happy. And I just think back to just all the times where I just masked my feelings. My daughter, to this day, I would always say she saved my life. I'm just really thankful. I do feel like people should follow their instincts. And when you're so in love, you're just not seeing clearly. And they seeing them doing hurtful and harmful things to other people. And they feel like he's not going to do it to me. Just pay attention to that because that person is actually showing you who they are. Today, our daughter knows everything about him. She feels like it's wrong, but my daughter talks to him today, and she feels like it's wrong and horrible because them was her words. But I think also a part of her, like any kid, just see their parents as just being mommy and daddy. She has shared some conversations that they have had where he wanted her to come see him. It scares me because I know the manipulator he is. So just them conversating scares me because I don't know what he's filling her mind with, making her believe. I just don't know, and that's the scary part because I want to protect her.
What would you say to Michael if you had the chance?
I would tell Michael how Betty took away so many just years of my life, even after the situation, all the pain and all the suffering I went through. I would tell him that he's a coward and I would never look at him as a man. I would tell him he got what he deserved. And I know how bad he wanted to break me down with this situation. And, I'm just a fighter. I've been fighting all my life. And I just won't allow this to tear me down. He wanted me to suffer like him. But at the end, he didn't win, though. My life is good. I have 3 kids. I'm married. I'm happy. I felt like after me going through this storm, God sent me the perfect man. He helped raise my daughter, and he has been there as her father. My daughter's 18, she's in college, and things are going really well for me. I don't look like what I've been through, and I feel strong, and I feel like I got a lot of power today. So life has been good.